Why is it that two people join the same company in the same role under the same manager, and yet just a few years later their career looks like they lived on a different planet? One keeps waiting for the recognition, the other becomes the go to problem solver. He gets the leadership attention and gets promoted long before the rest. So, what's happening here? Is it a luck? Is it a office politics? Or is it a raw talent? The answer is no. It's something far more subtle and far more powerful. It's a mindset. A mindset that is quietly built leaders from the inside. A mindset that organization rewards, even if they never speak openly about it. It's called the ownership mindset, a way of working that transforms an ordinary employee into the growth engine for the company and into unstoppable professionals into their own career. And in this video, we will break down what the ownership mindset really is, why it is special differentiator between fast track careers, and how adopting it can completely change your trajectory no matter where you start. Hello everyone, my name is Ravish and welcome back to TalNurt, the place where we take complex career strategies and break down into the practical, real world lesson you can actually use. Today, we are diving into mindset that companies silently prioritize while hiring, but most professionals never intentionally build it, acting like an owner even when your job title does not say so. And here's the best part. By the end of this video, you won't just understand this mindset, you will know exactly how to apply at work. In psychology, there's a powerful idea called psychological ownership. It's a moment where your mindset flips from this is a company's work to this is my work, my outcome, and my reputation. It's a shift from being just an employee to think like a stakeholder. Jeff Bezos built Amazon on exactly the same philosophy. One of the Amazon's core leadership principles says leaders are owner. They never says that's not my job. Because we people start thinking like owners, they don't wait for instruction. They take initiatives without being told. They solve problems that others don't even notice yet. And here's the truth most professionals look over. Companies reward this mindset aggressively with trust, influence, and fast career growth. To truly understand the ownership, let's go to one of the most extraordinary moments in Indian history. 26 November 2008. The Taj Hotel in Mumbai is under attack. The chaos everywhere, alarm, confusion, guests running for safety. And in the middle of the crisis, something unbelievable happened. Employees who are waiters, chef, housekeeping staff, people who had no title, no authority, no shares, no ownership on paper, walks towards the danger, not away from it. They form a human shield. They guide guests to the safety. Not every hotel in the world or even in India saw employees respond like this. What made the Taj different was the culture they were trained in long before 2611 ever happened. A culture that said, the guest is your responsibility. The hotel's reputation is your responsibility. In the crisis, you step up, not step back. This wasn't instinct. This wasn't heroism. It was it wasn't triggered by adrenaline. This was ownership, practiced daily long before the crisis happened. That's why the Taj story matters in the career context. Because ownership isn't about the patriotism or being a hero or doing something dramatic. It's about the mindset you carry every day at work in normal situation when nobody is watching you. According to the Harvard Business School, the responses of the Taj Hotel Mumbai employees during 2611 attack become the focus of deep dive case study titled Terror at Taj Bombay Customer Centric Leadership. What did Harvard Business Study finds? It wasn't about the hospitality training. There's research revealed that these employees were instilled with autonomy, means freedom to make right decision, responsibility, a sense that outcome matters personally, initiatives, stepping up before being asked to, decision making under the pressure, means acting when manuals and instructions simply didn't exist. They were taught to think like a leader, not just a worker. So when emergency protocol fell apart, supervision disappeared, and their world turned upside down, their ownership mindset kicked in automatically, and the world witnessed something extraordinary: employees behaving like founders. That means some people wait to empower, other power themselves, and that's what happened here. Research shows that ownership mindset isn't just a morale, it's measurable. Gallup, one of the world's leading analytical firm on workplace performance and human behavior, conducted a large-scale studies across countries and industries. Their findings are crystal clear. 17% higher productivity in teams when employees take ownership, meaning they produce better quality work, move faster, and collaborate more effectively. 21% higher profitability in companies with higher ownership culture because ownership reduces waste, solve customer problem faster, and contributes directly to revenue. In organizations where employees are given true ownership, voluntary turnover turns from negative to positive. Why? Because people stay where they feel responsible and valued. Professional who constantly shows initiatives and accountability gets promoted 30 to 50% faster, not just for the hard work but because leader trusts them with bigger responsibility. And most striking stats: employees with the ownership mindset are 78% more likely to be tagged as a high potential because ownership is a signal that tells leaders you can trust me with the bigger problems. Now, you guys would be asking a simple question: why it's matter now? Actually, we are stepping into the worlds where AI is taking over repetitive work. Roles are shifting from task to outcomes, hierarchies are flattering, startups are running leaner than ever, and companies now want thinking talent, not just a working talent. In this new environment, your biggest competitive advantage is not your degree or your certificates or even your years of experience. Your real edge is your mindset, your ability to think independently, which includes solving problems without waiting for the instruction and creating a value even when no one asks you to. In short, ownership is no longer an optional part. It's a new baseline for long-term relevance. So the big question is, how do you actually build a ownership mindset starting today? Let's break it down into simple practical shift you can actually make immediately. First, shift your thinking from task to outcome. Most employees ask, what should I do? But owners ask, what result is expected here? That one shift change everything because now you are not just completing the checklist, you are chasing an outcome. Second, take initiative before someone asks you to. People with ownership don't wait for perfect instruction. They spot problem early, they clarify the ambiguities and purposely improvement even when nobody asks. Initiative is rare, and because it's rare, it's instantly valuable. Third, start thinking long term. Employees optimize for this week, owner optimize for mission. When your decisions are based on what the benefit the team or company 6 months from now, you maturely becomes visible. And leader notice this very quickly. Fourth, treat trust as a form of currency. Every time you deliver without being micromanaged, every time you follow through without reminders, your trust score inside the organization increases. And people with high trust get better opportunities. They get invited into more meaningful work. They get promoted faster, not because they shout the loudest, because The people know they can rely on them. And finally, ask yourself one single question every single day. If this were my company, what would I do differently today? This question rewires your perspective. It pushes you to act beyond your job description, and over time, this small shift creates a massive compounding impact. Let me leave you with something to think about. While you work, if someone is sitting beside you for a week and watching you, how do you work? How do you solve problems? How do you respond when things go wrong? What impression would they take away? Would they say, yeah, it's his job? Or would he say, this guy is something different? Because here's the truth, career growth does not accelerate because you are busy. It accelerates because you think, act, and decide like someone who understands the impact of their work. That's the ownership mindset. Not a title, not authority, not a seniority. It's a way of showing up every single day. And once this mindset becomes a second nature, you stop waiting for opportunities. Opportunities start finding you. Your growth compounds, your reputation compounds, and your career takes direction you never imagined. If this episodes give you a new way to look at your career, drop a comment saying I choose ownership. Share this with someone who needs this mindset shift. And subscribe to TalNurt for clear research-based career insight every single week.